Hey guys, what's up? This is Wally with Beach River Landscapes. Today I want to talk to you guys about something that you have either heard before or eventually you're going to hear, and that is your prices are too high. So what I'm going to do is just go over some things that have worked for me in the past as far as getting through that barrier when a customer said that. So let's get busy.
Don't touch mine.
All right guys, so you're putting in a bid on a property and you're waiting to hear back, okay? Fast forward, you get the email or you get a phone call. Hopefully you get a phone call. A lot of times you get an email. This right here is where you're gonna wanna convert that email into a phone call if you get this message. Say you get an email back and it says, Beach River Landscapes, we wanna thank you for taking the time to provide us a bid. We have decided to go with another company. Thank you very much. If I get an email, what I do with that is you need to open that up for a conversation. You need to contact that property manager or whomever it is that sent you the email and ask them if they have a moment on the phone. Sometimes it's okay to just go ahead and don't email them back. I have not emailed them back and I have just picked up a phone and called them directly and spoke to them. Or sometimes they will actually call you and tell you, hey, we found another landscaper, thank you for your bid. Most of the time, it will be an email response and then you have to convert that to a phone call. So say you get that email or say you get that phone call, okay? So if you get the email, ask if you can call or just go ahead and cold call them based on the email. So let's just say property manager's name would be Janet. So what I would do is I would pick up the phone. If she didn't call me, I would just pick up the phone. I would call her and say, hey Janet, this is Wally with Beach River Landscapes. I got your email. I just wanted to say thank you as well for allowing us to have the opportunity to bid on the property. If I may ask, could you tell me the reason we did not get the property or win the bid? Right there, they're on the spot, but not in an uncomfortable way. They don't mind telling you. As long as you approach it, well, hey, this is Wally here. Why did I get the bid, huh? What happened, huh? That's not going to work. You know what I'm saying? You just definitely want to be extremely professional, almost in a passive type of tone, if that makes any sense. Again, hey, this is Wally with Beach River Landscapes. Thank you so much for allowing us the opportunity to bid on the property. If I may ask again, why did we not, if I may ask why we didn't win the bid. So let them explain why you didn't get the bid. Most of the time, we usually get all the bids that we go for, but sometimes we don't get them. Very rarely I don't get them at all, but I have been told I was too expensive in the past and I have worked through with the property managers or whoever it was and ended up getting the account based on these few things right here that I'm about to cover. So once you're at that point and they tell you that it's price, which is mainly the reason that you do not win a bid is for price, right there is and that's what you say, hey Janet, if I could just take a moment, this is for the next time that, the next time you're putting in a bid in, I hope that you consider us. I just want to go over with some points on why we may be more expensive than the guy that you chose. So here's what I do is number one. So one of the things that I want to explain to Janet would be maintaining a certain level of operations. Now what that means for you guys is simply this. Set aside insurance, workers' comp, all that. That's a given. You have to have that stuff. But I'm talking about reinvesting in your business. Buying nice equipment, nice trailers, nice trucks, you know what I mean? Like software, premium pay for employees, because the better employees you have, the happier they are, the better your company is. Our company is our employees. Our employees are our company. So a certain level of operations, we're not out just hiring a $10 an hour guy. You know what I'm saying? We're not out just buying some piece of crap mower. So I like to explain in a lot smaller words is, just to let you know, Janet, what we do is we pride ourselves on maintaining a certain level of operation. And for us, what that includes is paying premium dollar for employees. The other thing is we spend a lot of money reinvesting into our company, getting the most updated equipment to make the job a lot more efficient. And just kind of, you guys use this verbiage and kind of do your own thing as we go out through these points. But that's basically what I punch with the, maintaining a certain level of operation. And what I end up finding is a lot of people go, oh, I didn't even think of that, things like that. And they will compliment on like, oh yeah, I do love your logo, I like the trucks. And it starts to get them to think right away with that one little punch that, okay, I get what he's saying, you know what I mean? And then they start visually comparing us to, the other guy that they decided to hire instead. Right there, it starts getting the wheels turning, okay? So then we go with number 2. So what I want to follow up with immediately is with that level of operation, they have a higher level of expectation when it comes to service. So for us, we are a commercial operating, commercial lawn and landscape business. I've done tons of homes and all that, and it's the same mentality really, because there are a lot of, just solo guys that don't do a good job. There are a lot of solo guys that do an amazing job. So this right here is pertaining to both, whether you're a commercial, whether you're residential. Hey Janet, you had explained to me before that one of your issues with your previous lawn care company is the lack of communication. So with us, we really pride ourselves on communicating. We pride ourselves on giving you the utmost, top level service. Just selling them on the service, that they can and should expect from a lawn care company. Because at the end of the day, you are a professional lawn and landscape or landscape company, and you want people to feel as though that's what they're paying for. So that's just something just reassuring, that that's what we are, because not a lot of times other vendors will not, will not bring that part to light. Like, hey, you can depend on me, I'm dependable, blah, blah, blah. It's like, hey, here's my cheapest bid. And you go from there. What you want to do is start turning the wheels in there and start thinking of these committal, and the type of words that really start, turning things in their head and making them second guess. So then I go with typically number 3. So one thing that I like to really make sure that they understand is I will say, hey, another thing is, I put a lot of pride into the work. We have employees, but I'm out there on the trucks with the guys. I do a lot of personal investment into your property. And I find that term right there ends up really opening up the door. Like it's creaking open a little bit, but right there it like really opens the door. I say, I'm there, my trucks are there, my name is there, it's integrity. We put a lot of pride into our properties. I just want them to know that we are personally invested. I want to say, hey Janet, I just want you to know that if you end up, changing your mind and you consider us, one of the reasons that we might be a little bit more is we just don't send the guys out and that's that. We put a lot of personal investment into your property because if you look good, we look good. If you don't look good, Janet, then we don't look good. You know what I'm saying? So if we're going to be out in front of your property, we want to make sure that it's the best that it can look. So we put, and I really do, I put a lot of passion, put a lot of personal investment into our properties, because at the end of the day, that is our business. That's what we're here to do. I'm not here to rob you and take your money and not do a good job. I'm here to do a good job, and I'm here to get paid to do a good job. So personal investment is something that I've really seen people kind of open their eyes in person, or I've really seen them, you can just feel it, through the phone. You can just you start to get this little bit of excitement that you can actually hear over the phone from people whenever you start mentioning these other things. And once you get to the point where you're like, I like to be personally invested in all of the properties that we do, that just really, I think, hits home for a lot of people. And that's just something that really, really seems to work. So then we'll get to number 4. And this is something that's really important. So, when it comes to our clients lately, Lee and I have really changed the way our company does business the last 12 months. And this is something that's really important. I've hit on it before in some other videos or some live videos, and we've talked, and it's something that's really important. And this really goes with letting people know that, you want to fit their needs. You want to fit them as a vendor, and you want them to fit you as a client. That's just something that's really important to let people know. Listen, I don't need your property, Janet. I want your property. I just want it. I love this about it. I love this about it. Because you're going to explore these properties before you give them a bid. You want to point out personal things. I love the way that the pool, I love the queen palms, the way that they're quartered in the pool over there. I love the way the hedges wrap around the buildings over here. I mean, just letting them know that you actually have paid attention to their property is something that's really big, and just being able to explain to them that, listen, like I said, I don't need it. I want it. I think the property is beautiful, and I want to put my trucks there, and I want to work for you. I just want to. just explaining that whole concept of, us fitting one another. Like, I tell people all the time, we're always looking for the right clients. And I tell people that. I would say, hey, Janet, we're always looking for the right clients. And based on meeting you and the way your property looks, you would be a really good fit for us as a client. And I can tell you that really has thrown people off when I've said that lately. And it's really intrigued them, and it's really made a big difference. And then what you're telling them, when you're talking about fitting a client, fitting a vendor, when it's talking about, it makes them think like, he just wants our property. He just really wants it. This guy's not just trying to make a quick buck. It really starts opening these doors, and they start thinking, they start getting personal, because everybody has something that hits them personally. And the number one thing in marketing is, when you buy anything, you buy it based off of emotion. And, money is always a factor for sure, but emotion comes before money. And that's true. You can convince yourself to spend more money on something than you should. And you can easily not spend money on something that you should without, being attached to it. And it's a thing where you have to, your job is to sell your company to somebody, not something you're not going to do or service you're not going to provide, but selling who you truly are, because they don't know who you are. You have to tell them, you have to show them, you have to just not show them and tell them. You have to make them feel, make them believe who you are. And you can call me cheesy all you want, but getting to somebody personally through a telephone is very, very easy at times. It really is. If you have the mentality for it, and if you're real, and if you have the passion for it, they will hear it in your voice. I can't tell you how many times there have been, probably not dozens, but over the last 5 years, probably about a dozen times where somebody has said they picked a vendor and they ended up calling us 45 days later, 30 days later, 60 days later. And they had told me that conversation that we had really got me thinking. And I just noticed right away that we just weren't getting that from who we chose. And I've had people say, well, listen, your number was a little too high. I don't expect you to charge, what they gave us, but do you think you could kind of meet somewhere in the middle? I've had people where we've worked a budget and we've met in the middle. I've had some people that and I said, listen, I can't go low. This is where we're at. So I think that, what I want y'all to do is just take these points, and I just want you to kind of formulate your own response, if you will, to people in these situations. But don't think just because somebody says, hey, we picked somebody else up, or we picked somebody else, that you lost the account. Maybe you don't get it until the next year. Maybe you're the first person they call at the end of the year. Maybe you're the person they call 30 days later, 2 weeks later, or heck, maybe they are the person that just calls you the next day. Don't you ever let that email or that phone call go unanswered. If somebody emails you and says, hey, we ended up picking up a lawn service. Thanks for your time. If you respond back, I swear to God, man, if you respond back and go, all right, well, thanks anyway, you're done. You're done. And if that's how you are about things, I just don't see how, unless you're the only landscaper in town, you know what I'm saying? I just don't see how you can do that. You're killing yourself. You're shooting yourself in the foot. Just do not ever go unresponsive. If you are not comfortable saying, hey, can I call you or whatever, then fine, put it in an email. Say, hey, Janet, these are just some points I would like for you to keep in mind if it doesn't work out with your current landscaper, and formulate something based off of these points and some other points that you can find, some other guys talk about it, and put together, and be prepared to have a response if they say that you're too expensive. Don't just jump and go, well, how much were they charging? I'll match their price. Don't do that, guys. Don't do that, man. Just don't do that. You don't want them thinking that you're desperate. You don't want them thinking that you need their property. I'm going to go off onto another tangent, squirrel, but listen, you don't want them to think that you need them, even if you do. I've had properties like back when starting where I needed this, man. I was desperate for it, but I did not let them know or think or have an inclination that I really needed it. I let them think, blase, man, I love your property. I'd love to have it. If I don't have it, no big deal, but I would like that. And that makes people want to be a part of something with you more. And the mentality of you being desperate, you're going to be a slave to that client, and you're going to regret it, and you're going to hate yourself for it. When you go in there just like, what can I do to get the property? Right there, it's natural, it's human. We are wolves, we are prey. Every human being has that instinct in them where they can be, they They can just, I mean, not prey, you know, you can be a predator. But, you know, everybody can be a predator. I meant, you know, everybody can be a wolf, you know. And then as the landscaper who's desperate, you are the prey. You know, you don't ever want to do that, because you say you get that property. They're like, fine, he went $100 cheaper a month. And, you know, they think that you need them so bad that now they're going to stop stepping on you. They're going to expect things from you. They're going to be calling you 5 days a week. They're going to be like, well, if he doesn't do it, you know, I'll just tell him I'll fire him. You know what I mean? And he'll jump for me like that. I would hate to see, and I've seen it, I've been there, I've done it myself. But you know what? This whole social media thing is a game changer. This whole interaction that we have with each other is a game changer. We are next level with being able to communicate with each other and help each other out in scenarios where we've never had this before. So I would hate to see people at this point where I'm at in life and being able to, you know, share experiences with y'all and read your experiences and us figure things out together. I would hate to see somebody in such a desperate situation to where they're just like, dude, I can't afford to drop this client, but dude, I'm so screwed, man. Like, you know, they just treat me like crap, blah, blah, blah. It's happened to me. I've seen it happen to people. I see it happen every day. You can be desperate. It's okay when you're in a situation and you're desperate and you need something, but just do not let people know that that's where you're at. Put your game face on, if you know what I'm saying. So I hope that these points, you know, kind of, you know, help you guys formulate an idea. You know, if you got any questions or anything, or if you've got any pointers that you want to put in the comment section below, definitely leave some comments below, guys, and let's help each other out. Leave some other scenarios or some other verbiage that you've used to turn, you know, to turn a decision around, because that's what we're all here for, to help each other out. So thank you guys for watching. If you haven't, or if you're watching this for the first time, or if you've watched and you haven't subscribed, we really appreciate it. We will be doing a really massive 15,000 subscriber giveaway. We're almost at 11,500 now. So once we hit that 15,000 mark, we're going to give, it's going to be a pretty phenomenal giveaway. So make sure that you subscribe and you check things out. Again, Wally Beach River Landscapes, you guys have a killer day. Peace out.